There we go. Alright, new stream. Don't, I was giggling at something. New stream. There we go. Everyone's coming in. Alright, let me just manage this other VOD. Monetization. Okay, the monetization was turned on. Alright. Play weekly challenge. I think I'll pass on that. For now, we're just going to finish up Volcanic Lost City, which only has 3 levels, and then we'll probably, I don't know, play it for a bit. So this is technically part 2 of a stream for any VOD watcher watching this afterwards. We were previously playing the Chinese version, and then the secret realm was not fun, so we stopped doing that. I'm gonna have to play that on my own time, cause, well, I do want the rewards. It has meteor flower. I want that, and it's permanent as well. So I don't know. I can do it anytime I want. Survive while the zombies are invisible. Oh, wait, I've heard about this level before. This one is, like, really unfun, isn't it? Produce at least 4,500 sun. Okay, I need to rest my ears because these headphones are squishing my eardrums. And we need to put stuff in here. Solar sabotage. Oh, right, yeah, now everything starts getting hurt. I forgot about that. Unless you have a vine over it. I don't know where things are at. But yeah, thank you all for those who stuck with me for setting up this new oh, okay. That's fine. Right, so we don't want to kill everything too quickly because we need to get ooh, this is good olive pit for these gold tiles way up close. Okay, there's a guy here. I'll keep that in mind. Physical is basically schizophrenic plants for zombies. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Check DMs after this level? Okay, sure. Oh, the druid is also here. It's a good thing Olive Pit can't die to this stuff. Okay, let me... I'll put an Olive Pit there. I just wanna get this going. Will I even be able to beat this level in time? Completely lost all my PvZ2 Altverz data like a month ago, and I've been intentionally replay through all of but like the early levels are a complete snooze fest. Yeah, that's a big. That's just honestly a problem with every single PvZ2 mod, is that the early games are so boring. Like, because there's just not, they don't add anything new or interesting. And Altverz being a relatively new, one of the more older mods, definitely went to bite it in the ass for that stuff. Right, keep these spots going. Right, you don't want to be too good at this. Right, if they're dying now, that's just because of the heat killing them. Oh shit. There was actually a zombie there. Okay, there's a zombie there. That's fine, I got him now. I would love to play Requiem, but why does it have 12 levels? It's tutorial worlds. Requiem is a mod that does not interest me whatsoever because it looks insanely boring. Like, it's 4 specials per world, everything is reworked and is extremely slow. Like, it is the type of mod that I would not want to touch. Like, why would you want to limit the zombies to, like, 4 specials a world? Like, I've seen some PvZ2 modders have talks about that Reflourish and Altverz may be the last big PvZ2 mods. But then I just look at stuff like Requiem, and it's like, yeah, no wonder why it's only going to be the last big PvZ2 mods, because they're not appealing to a broad audience. You're like making all these really weird gimmicky stuff that really caters to a very niche audience of people. But then you, like, those same people will then criticize something like Reflourish for basing itself off vanilla PvZ2 design. But that's literally what people, literally what the big audience wants. They just want PvZ2 to be, they just want PvZ. Like, people who come in to play PvZ just want PvZ. Like, if you're making something really gimmicky, they're not really going to stick around or have an interest in a mod like that, because it completely reworks the entire game to not represent PvZ. Like, at that point, the only thing about your mod that is PvZ is the fact that it's using the characters and IP. But like, if we were to take that mod, those kinds of mods, and then completely overhaul the visual design, then you could treat it like it's an entirely brand new game. It's like, yeah, vanilla PvZ2 design is extremely underrated because, like, I'm going to talk shit about the modding community a bit. I'm not going to name drop anyone or anything, but there's just people in this community who act like there's like these objective rules to game design, and that mods that don't follow these rules are flawed and are doing bad things, when that's the complete opposite case. Like, this one person really liked the Backyard Brain Bowl LTE and Reflourished because it didn't have a lot of specials and stuff like that. But in our feedback survey, that was one of the most lowest rated LTEs. And the one LT that modders that just for some reason just backseat game design reflourish, which I know I don't bring this up a lot, but this is for some reason a thing that people just want to backseat game design each other. But Reflourish, they really hate the Feastivus LTE, but that's our most popular one. Like, in our survey, we asked, what is your favorite LTE, and that was just the #1 rated one. Vine plants seem to do the trick, neighbor. They tank the damage. Yeah, I already figured that out. You did not check DMs. I did not. Sorry. But yeah, it's like, well, if you're wondering, if these modders are wondering why their mods aren't getting popular, it's because you're not making PvZ. And there's nothing wrong with that, but expect a smaller audience, you know? Like, I'm glad that people are doing unique things. Well, honestly, though, are they really, though? I'm not sure. Because I don't know, like, there's just a lot of mods also feel like they just kind of rehash the same ideas and concepts. Like, to me, really the only unique PvZ2 mod that has come out in recent times has been Garden Rush, and Garden Rush is not my thing. I liked Spice for a while, but then that started to not become my thing when the difficulty just took a huge turn. But like, I don't know, a lot of mods just kind of, and it's not really their fault, like, because, you know, art and animation is a huge grueling task, but like, I have not seen a lot of mods really try and innovate the game. Like, they kind of just stick to rebalancing stuff and like making Eclipse-ish copies. Like, do we really need another Eclipse? Because like, people already the major large audience already did not really like Eclipse once they started to get think back on it. They start to not like it because they realized this is not PvZ. Like, if you really want to make a popular mod, you have to stick to a more similar design to PvZ. I know I kind of fumbled my words a lot in there, but I'm sure it makes sense. Basically, if you want your mod to be popular, you have to stick more to an actual PvZ design perspective. And that modders that think that you don't, or that whatever it's going to be, no. Can you name at least mods that are an Eclipse copy in your eyes? Well, I know there was a lot of okay, so the thing is, I can only go off mods that I have heard are Eclipse copies, because I've never played these mods. I know that a lot of people just called Fallen Eclipse without the tier system. There's Solstice, which is literally just rebooting Eclipse. Grind 1000 is kind of like, it's like a gacha version of Eclipse. Requiem, in that sense, then falls into that because it's following the exact same formulas because it's built off Grind 1000. Fallen is pretty good. I've heard some good things about what I've heard about Fallen is that the early game is boring and it takes like 9 worlds to get interesting, but we're also talking about like PvZ players, so they're probably bastardizing that. Unfortunately, I will probably never play Fallen because I do not have a good experience with the devs, so I will probably not ever support their work because the devs, the 2 lead devs, nobody else, but the 2 lead devs are very rude people. And they have talked a lot of shit about Refloreshed and made like just a bunch of needless passive-aggressive remarks about it. So that's not a mod I will ever play or support because it's like, okay, well, if you're gonna be a dick, then I'm not, then why would I ever want to work with you or support you? I'm getting a lot of sun now. What are the reasons why the league devs hate Reforged so much? I don't understand. This is just like a thing with a lot of modders, PvZ2 modders in this community. They for some reason just have a dislike towards Reforged, and like a majority of the things they say are just really vague criticisms. Like, we try to understand, but like, it just seems like most of their gripes with the game just comes to the fact that we're following vanilla PvZ2's design, and in their eyes it's not good. Bikeboard. Yeah, I guess if we want name drops, Bikeboard is one of those people for sure. I really don't get him though, because like when he first came into Reforged, he absolutely loved the game and then just started to get really sour over it, and to this day he's just like very irrationally sour over it. Like, he managed to find a way to complain about a 5% chance for Draftadil to blow away small critter zombies. Like, dude. I don't know, I really don't know, but like, we're just going to continue to design things the way we do. Cause, I don't know, like, they say that it's not good design, but like, well, we've clearly been successful doing this, so I don't know. I think you need to reevaluate what you consider as good game design, if this is what's popular. But yeah, I mean, that kind of stuff just kind of pushed me away from a handful of people in the community, because it's like, I don't want to be around these people if they're just going to constantly be rude about the mod. I don't know, and because I've isolated myself so much to just the Reforged Discord server, I really don't know if things have changed, but like, I don't know, like, there's just always this constant weird cycle with the community where it's just like, all of a sudden they will like things, but then all of a sudden they won't like things, but then they'll like the things that they used to dislike. Because I remember when everyone was starting to hate Eclipse, and because Good P2 was at the height of his bullshit, and that people were just trashing on the mod and poking fun at it and all that, and then time passes, Good P2 leaves, and then those same people are like, oh, Eclipse is actually a good mod. It's like, well, that's not what you were saying before. Why are you all of a sudden changing your opinion? It's like, it's good that opinions change, but it's like, when it's a constant cycle of like changing that opinion constantly, it's like, do you actually mean it? You make me part of their first team. I'm really good at sitting around doing nothing. Oh, well, this is a bit of an issue here, isn't it? I'll just mower launch, I don't care. Oh no, I lost my mower! A good chunk of mods just despise Reforged and Altverz because it has similar design to the first two games. I have not seen any of those modders, like, complain about Altverz, though. Like, I'll see people consistently praise Altverz, but like, I feel like that's like the mod that would not cater to them, right? Because like, it's easy in difficulty, it's very casual. But Reflourish is the same thing. Like, I feel like, I don't know, like maybe it just might be a very huge bias against Reflourish because it follows very much to vanilla PvZ2 where Altverz deviates to the old style. We found them, neighbor, more relic plants, just in time for the oh god. Relic plants. And conveniently both plants are vines. Okay, well that's actually nice. Be essential to withstand the heat. Well, why is the game lagging? And what are you waiting for the jungle? Why is the game lagging? Wait, is it my entire computer lagging? Oh god, it is. Columns 1 and 2 cannot be planned on until later in the level. Dude, did my entire computer just freeze up? Chad, if you're saying something I can't see it. My computer just froze. Hold on, can I see chat on this? Oh, there we go.
Why a non-alcoholic beers?
Hold on. No. Oh, wait. Wait. I assume the stream is still going fine? Okay, no, my computer is back again. That was fucking weird. Okay, we're good. Okay, hold on, let me read. To be fair, there's probably good logic behind that. I believe 5% chance to insta maybe screws up some niche strat. Also because... No, not really. I mean, like, think about it like this. The healthiest critter is Monkey, which has 100 health. Weasel has 40. Like, the drafted change did make it so shrunken zombies also work, but it's a 5% chance, so it's like a viable strategy to do. I think the content opinion shifts are due to most PZ fans being teenagers. Yeah, let me back read some of these. Also because eventually extremists will miss the point of the original statement made by the contrarians. I don't know what that's referring to, but I will take for example PMix's design video. So PMix made a video called The Problems with PvZ2 Modding, and he highlighted that his main point was to highlight that a lot of PvZ2 mods were just copying the exact same design principles and not really going out and trying new things, or maybe sticking to the original PvZ2 design formula because they all treat it like it's the worst thing ever. And, you know, he got into other points. However, a lot of PvZ2 modders completely missed the point of the video, or did not even watch it and heard someone's bastardized notes of it and think it was a critique on Eclipse, when when he made it very apparent to not name any mods at all, because that wasn't his point to criticize mods. It was to criticize these general principles of just following the exact same shit over and over. There was like no deviation in anything. Oh wow, relic blasts. Oh wow, these look cool. So like a bunch of modders completely missed the point of that video, and some have even, I know there's one who just like straight up admitted to him that they didn't even watch the video, but did not like that it existed. It's like, how can you even say that if you didn't even watch the fucking thing, dude? Because I remember one of those fallen lead devs that I spoke of earlier said that he hated that PMix video. Like, they just don't understand. Like, they just do not understand. Like, I don't have any other way to say, they just don't understand. So, yeah. I mean, that's just kind of my general thoughts of the modding community. I forget, how did we even dive into this entire chat about PvZ mods? Oh yeah, it was because of, like, the popularity of Volcanic Altverz. I don't know what to pick for this. So these guys, at least they're cheaper than the other relic plants. Oh yeah, it was Requiem, right. We started talking about that we didn't find Requiem fun, and then I went into... Yeah, I went into those talks. Right, now I remember. Any criticism toward a mod that makes it like PvZ1 is invalid and stupid according to these types of modders. Yeah, I would just like... I would not take these people serious at all. Like, if you ever, like, stumble across any... most of the time, at least. Because there is still, like, validity to some things, but that it also really depends on what they're saying and when. In context of what, because, like, you know, I say things that can be bullshit to mod. Like, I was earlier criticizing Spice, and what I was saying was probably missing the entire point of what I was criticizing. Because I stopped playing Spice because it started to become a mod that was not for me. So I wasn't going to keep on playing that mod and then critique it like I know better than Peak Comedy, the person who created the mod, made it. Right? Like, that's also just another thing with this community, is that people will play mods they clearly do not like, and then complain about it. Like, why are you playing this mod if you don't like it? Why are you playing this mod you constantly speak ill of if you don't like it? Why? Like, I prefer PvZ2's gameplay over PvZ1's, but there's a reason people like the swordplay more casual feel gameplay it had. Exactly. I should have brought another straight shooter. Yeah, Shuttle reference. Literally Shuttle. Like, Shuttle is like the best example of people doing this. It is a kaiso mod made for the Chinese community. The Chinese community loves kaiso gameplay. They love to play really difficult stuff. But then you're playing it and then you're complaining that it's too difficult or it's bullshit. Yes, that's the point of it. It's supposed to be bullshit. It's like, my criticism of Shuttle doesn't go to that. It goes to other things. Like, I don't like that Shuttle China ports are half-assed. I do not like that the China ports are half-assed with broken animations, or that some of the zombie ports can also be really uninspiring in how they were designed. Like Perfume Zombie just being a damage octo. Same with all the H specials, is that they're all just ranged attackers that, like, insta-kill your plants. I think that's really fucking boring. It sucks. Like, I think they could have done way cooler stuff, but I'm not going to criticize the gameplay. My only criticism of the gameplay isn't even a criticism, but I think it would be a lot more interesting if Shuttle's kaiso difficulty stuck to world formulas. Because, like, they port these worlds from the Chinese version and all that, but then, like, they'll have zombies that aren't of that world appear there. And it's like, well, then what's the point of porting a China world if you're not going to have utilize the Chinese-ness of it? Right? Like, there's the Roman world that has, like, fucking Z-Corp zombies and all that, and it's like, but, like, wouldn't it, like, I think it would be a lot more interesting for kaiso gameplay if you stuck to that world's formula and its zombies and mechanics, or maybe try to create something new within those mechanics. Like, it doesn't come from the fact that it's a kaiso. My criticism doesn't come from the fact that it's a kaiso mod. It comes from the stuff surrounding it. Like, House of Plantagenet is another thing. Like, I find it really disappointing that 3 of the 4 specials in that world are all just ranged attackers that are extremely similar to each other. Like, you have the Wine Taster, which just insta-kills plants, or can deal 150 damage. You then have that one lady with the fan that just kills all your plants in 2 attacks, the entire lane. And then you have that same zombie again, the fan lady, but now it's an Olympic god thing. But now instead of killing all your plants in that lane in 2 hits, it now does it in 1. It's like, why? Why copy the exact same zombie 3 times? Like, I'm not bitching that the gameplay is difficult, because again, it's a kaiso mod. I'm bitching that it's like, well, these specials are really boring. Because, like, the world mechanic was just, like, time twisting, and then, what, part 2, which I can't play, because Shuttle doesn't work on emulators anymore. I hated that it's like potted plants now, or something? It's like half the lawn is just pots. Like, that's where my criticism comes from. And I know there's, like, modders within this community that actually do have genuine good intent, but it's like a lot of what they're saying just does not go with our mod. Like, okay, to directly name call someone, there's DT, Determined Mind. He is, to us, well, to me, because my words do not reflect anyone else on the team. A lot of what he says just does not mesh at all with our mod, and there's a reason he left the team way early on. It's because he realized that his interest in design does not click with us. He used to be a coder, right? But he wanted the direction of Reforged to be different, and it's like, well, no, our direction has always been vanilla PvZ2, and there's just a lot of things. He has like an entire Let's Play series of this where he just kind of like critiques the mod and things that you shouldn't be doing. Like, you shouldn't have more than 3 to 4 specials, and he says this is a universal rule that applies to every mod. It's like, okay, why can we not have 3 to 4 specials? Why does that automatically take away from a level? Because it's like, the thing about level design, it's very context dependent on what it's doing. Like, you can't just make a flat rule like that and say that's universal. Like that's like an actual harmful statement to make, because, let me think. Why is it harmful to say that rules are universal? It's because it's harmful to do it because a lot of good outcomes from understanding every pre-established rule and knowing how to twist it, or sometimes even break it to make something exceptional. Right? Like, you can make new things by breaking the rules. And tying that back to PvZ2 mods, well, they all stuck to rules. And, you know, some of the most popular mods in the community, or universally, are mods that aren't following these rules. I don't know what I'm doing. I have lost a lot of attention to what's going on here. But there's just a lot of things in that entire series he says that is just like, no, we won't and can't do that. like, and I do think there's just some genuinely dumb or like rude things he says for no fucking reason. Like, one time he bug reported that Dartichoke wasn't doing the right amount of DPS from what was listed in the balance changes, and then in the video he makes a remark, this is why you do DPS checks, and it's like, dude, like, I could point out that in Eclipse Alpha 5, your code completely broke scoring levels with instant wins. Like, would it be cool if I just, like, got up in your ass and mocked you for that? Like, no, I'd be a dickhead. I hate a reprise, but did I constantly play and scream about it? I don't know, did you? Okay, so I'm currently working on my own mod. Mod inspired PvZ Adventures and PvZ1 while also sticking to PvZ2's gameplay style. Thing is, it's a hard thing to balance, and I want to do that while having fun. Yeah, here's another thing. So when it comes to balance about a mod, balance is not everything. Do not press yourself so much on your mod's balance. Do not. Like, the most important thing about a game is if it's fun or not. People are not going to play your game if it's not fun. And usually what I've seen from the mods that I play is that they just kind of over-nerf or understat a lot of plants that they just become really unsatisfying to use, and I end up going for a much smaller region of plants to pick because so many plants have been nerfed that I don't enjoy them anymore. Or they just don't feel fun to use anymore. Yeah, balance is not the... No, fun comes over balance. Balance is something that you want to do if you want to make sure that, you know, your game is still playable, in a sense, right? Like, obviously, you wouldn't want to do something like, oh, you create this one plant that can just absolutely wreck everything, and then the player can just use that everywhere, all the time, constantly. But you also don't want to make plants severely undertuned that they become not enticing to pick. That is one consistent complaint I've seen about Reflorsh's balancing from these modders, but like, it's vague. They say it in the most vague ways possible. Like, comments I would see is that the balancing is quote-unquote weird, and it's like, how is it weird? Like, I see other mods do stuff like completely rework almost every plant, and that's not weird compared to us just like slightly changing prices of plants. Again, I don't get it. But that's enough about talking about the modding community. Right, I forgot Red Steiner and Altverz only works on these two lanes. Why did I even bring... I don't know. I guess Excavator. I just picked random shit. Obviously, everything I said does not apply to every single modder in this community, but I feel like everyone here is smart enough to know that. Like, I don't have to clarify myself on stuff. But just my main point is, don't act like you know better than other people. And definitely don't fucking try and tout that there's rules to game design, because there's absolutely not. I would definitely want that out of my own community, is don't be a backseat designer, don't be a guru about game design. yeah, something I've noticed about some parts of PvZ2 mod communities, they seem to expect everyone knows about PvZ2 modding and its limits. Yeah, this community just has goofy shit in it. All in all. This is doing better than what I was doing before. But yeah, when you say shit like that, like, yeah, like, when we revealed, Repair Imp in not in Altverz, but in, Reflourish, there's, like, some modders that were already trying to backseat design, and, like, they don't know that armor doesn't heal things. It's, like, we've been working on this world part 2 for, like, for over a year. Well, not over a year. I forget the exact time frame, but we've been working on this world for months. We're not idiots. We have our own coder. It's like, how can you fucking say something like that? Especially when you were given like 5 seconds of a dev diary footage to go off how the zombie works. Okay, I'll try this guy. Right, I need to put down some of these relic plants because the difficulty is going to spike up. I just know the sentence "rock carriers built off Roman hero and as such as hard" is a sentence that might seem like satanic chanting to someone new to mod. I mean, when it comes to stuff like that, I really don't blame them, right? God damn it, I hate these fire tiles. Stop it. Stop burning my shit. Like, people just, like, get into really bad habits. Like, it's just, like, a common thing with, like, being in a community for so long, is that you garner a hostility for newcomers. I don't like it either. Oh, come on. Really, teleportato. Yay, column 2 is open. Fuck yeah! Oh, Pumpkin is doing God's work on this level. This lane is getting really bad. I should have brought an Insta for these tents, dude. Currently I have 2 power-ups made that are stupidly fun to use, but they're not really balanced. First power-up can slowly gain, second insta stars, yet they're really fun to play with. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to an access to power-ups, I don't know how you're designed them, but it's always important to keep in mind they're an accessibility tool, so it's fine for them to be stupidly powerful. But maybe, I don't know, like, should I even give a suggestion? I don't know, maybe you could, like, give them a timer. Or just make the consequence for spending them really high. Okay, yeah, they have a timer. Okay, this is a fucking long-ass level, dude. Could I even be... Yeah. Oh god, there's guards. Yeah, this is where shit's gonna get... I really need these relic vine. Okay. Oh, the doorbell rang. Who could that be? I don't know, because I'm not answering. Lol. A lot of the things I know about you has simply been me being active in the Force server for over years, so I don't expect someone to have similar knowledge when they're new. Yeah, the best way to just inform newcomers is just try to explain that they're... Oh, of course, right? Of course that just had to happen. Yeah, just kill everything. Thank you. I'll be honest, I never liked these relic levels. I didn't like the first one, where he had Melonpool and Peach Repeater, right? Was Repeater. I didn't like those. They felt way too out of hand for me. Like, yeah, this is just where everything of mine is falling apart. Oh god, there's no way I'm surviving this. What are you eating? Oh, the pumpkin. I do wish Altverz had a power-up. Because I could... They were gonna have a power-up, but everyone was like, no. That was annoying. Cactus. I just need to survive. I just need to secure these lanes, and I'll be perfectly good. There's a guard on that one. Ugh. I just gotta make sure that no... I just gotta make sure that these lanes can live. Druid! Fuck off! There's no way, dude. Fuck off with these stupid brain berries. Oh my god, I did it! Holy shit, I did it! Oh, that was close. That was the final horde for certain this time. Time to go use the Dave, there's nothing else we can do. I'll miss the jungle, it was a good change of pace. Take care of nature, neighbor, can ya? We don't deserve it enough. My problem is that a lot of people seem to expect everyone to understand it when in reality most people don't even know how to download a mod, let alone all the googery with PvZ2 mods. I love that word, googery. A lot of things I don't... Oh, I didn't even read that part. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just this community has problems. I mean, that's to be expected with any community. Every community, no matter what it is, will always have problems with certain individuals, but Definitely when it comes to the modding scene, I think that's where it's the most problematic because it creates really bad stigmas and in a way is very gatekeepy. And, you know, kind of like the way that people just treat other mods that don't design ways in certain ways just feels very gatekeepy. That is gatekeeping, actually. It's like, who the hell are you to say how someone should design their shit? Like, who are you to tell someone how they should design their game? Like, there's a difference between if there is actually something that is legitimately not fun to play versus saying that this way that people are completely fine with is fundamentally wrong. Like, there's a very clear difference, like, between what is fun and what is... I don't even know what I'm saying there, but you get the point I'm saying. It's like, who are you to say, hey, like, what is right and what is wrong? That's very dependent on if it's actually fun. And then fun comes down to a severely subjective viewpoint of what people consider fun. And then you gotta see, well, if a majority find this to not be fun, then maybe there can be something to improve it. But if you have like this small minority saying something isn't fun, then what they are saying, I'm fumbling my English, is there like something to it? Because maybe there is, maybe there isn't, right? Like, everything I'm saying is very general that you can't really get down to specifics. Well, I can't think of specifics because I'm fumbling my own words. Yeah, I already read this dialogue. I didn't play this level. I mean, if the community didn't have bad actors like Blit and Blit, that one part of Danarate's video about mods wouldn't have been made. I don't know. I think that entire part, the entire community part of Danarate's video was fucking shit. Like, that part of Danarate's video, to break off the topic, was very, very deliberately made to make the community look bad because he did not like the fact that people criticized and memed on his Eclipse review. Because a lot of what he says after, he was very defended on Eclipse and Good P2 as a person, which I don't know why you would do that. Like, he literally downplayed a video that was made to... Yeah, I'll bring Cuberry. He literally downplayed a video that was made to attack Good P2's character and expose him to people that aren't in the know, just because someone that he had beef with made it. Like, Danarate didn't even have beef with Random himself. He had, he's friends with people like Shy Guy Mask, right? He's friends with Shy Guy Mask, and Random had in the past attacked Shy Guy Mask in some way. I'm not fully aware of it. I'm pretty sure just criticizing him and getting into a fight with him or something. The two of them are friends with each other, so it's very clear that he just attacked that video on the basis that Random had involvement with it, even though that is like a completely Twitter's waffle argument. It's like, oh, this one person that was part of this video but can't be trusted because all this bad stuff he's done in the past and gotten in a lot of fights with people, completely ignoring like the 10 other people who were part of that video that all collaborated together to make this. Oh no, Random uploaded it. It's like, ugh, like fuck off. Like it's very clear that when that entire section, Danarate hasn't been in this community for months, years, and he has literally no idea what he was saying. Yeah, there was also the Altverz in Reflourish part where he's like, oh, if you think Eclipse had problems, these two mods does not elaborate the problems with these mods. He just puts text that says the game, like when he was referring to Reflourish, he's like, the gameplay is alright, but the developers had beef. Beef with who? Like, there's like over 40 people in the Reforge team, and by making a very flat statement like that, you're saying all of these people have beef with people, and it's like, okay, but let's say an individual does have beef. Maybe me, for example. Is me criticizing other people's behavior or things they say your implication of beef? Because I don't think that's beef. I think that's just me trying to point out something that I think is problematic, and we can talk about it. Like, I don't think that's beef. Like, what the hell do you mean by beef? Like, it is some of our developers defending our mod from certain aspects of criticism beef? Are we not allowed to explain ourselves? Is that the beef? Like, he doesn't say what the beef is, because it's completely up in the air what it is, because he just wanted to downplay the mod. The mods. What's a 3-sun cost plant? Q-berry. You could get this in an April build of Big Wave Beach. It was not fun to get. Because I don't consider anything that I have done with other people beef. Like, I'll admit, I've gotten into some fights with people, but we've all got, like, everyone in this community has gotten in fights with people. I do not consider that beef, because, like, the next day it's like, I don't care anymore. I don't consider that beef. And if anyone else considers that beef, well, to me, it's like, okay, well, you do you. I'm not going to dabble on it anymore. I don't consider that kind of stuff beef. I would plant this plant, but I'm not going to, or else I'll get a copyright claim. So true, NJ, there is beef with Dannery. Yeah, no, like, that entire section definitively put him in bad terms with the community. Because it was just insanely antagonistic. Like, yeah, there was the entire part with RCCH where he just mocks people for criticizing RCCH for misrepresenting mods and just asking for basic credit. Like, and then Dannerite's defense is like, oh, well, look at all this other clickbait. It's like, just because other people do it in other parts of the YouTube doesn't mean that's any better. Like, here's a great example of what the PvZ1 modding community wants from RCCH. So I don't know if any of you even will know of this, but probably some of you will, but let's take this one situation with Matt Pat. You know, the game theory guy, Milk's Five Nights at Freddy's and all that. On his live stream channel, GT Live, he played an Undertale-inspired game. And in the video title, he named it something about the next Undertale game. He did not name the game itself, he just used Undertale as the title. The developers on Twitter thanked him for playing it and putting it in light, but then they made the request, however, could you just rename the video title to our game? And then Matt Pat was like he tried to play some mental gymnastics of why he doesn't want to do that. He was like, let me explain why this is better. And then Toby Fox calls him out and is like, hey, asshole, give people credit. You've taken it too far this time. And then he did it. Like, that's essentially what people want. It's like, I think that's a perfect example of what people essentially want. And RCCH, like, basically self-admitted himself. He's like, no, I'm not going to be honest, because misleading titles do better. Like, RCCH is a genuine dickhead. Like, I mean, like, you have the whole thing where he called the PvZ1 Modders Association a terrorist organization, but he's also taken it as far as banning anyone who's who's in that Discord server in his server, even if they have no affiliation with the Modders Association at all. He'll just straight up ban you from his own server if you're in that server. There was the time where he tried to expose Random as being a pedophile, except that entire expose was a complete lie, and was severe. I don't want to get into the details of that because I don't know exactly everything, but AB, when he read that doc, knew immediately that it was all bullshit, and it was bullshit because he got that information from Shy Guy Mask, and RCCH. So he got that RCCH got this information of text messages that were taken severely out of context from Shy Guy Mask. Who would have thought that the guy that has problems with Random would be part of this? And then, right, cause Random used to make, like, really dumbass jokes when he was a teenager. Like, he would just say "cum" a lot out of nowhere. That was the main argument. But AB knew, no, that was just Random's sense of humor, because AB knew the guy for, like, years. And those like, these DMs that's of Random with this other person were all, like, published without that person's knowing. Again, I am completely muddying all the details. I'm pretty sure there's a counter doc, but I'm not gonna fucking, like, throw links, but just know that all of that was all bullshit. And when RCCH was called out on it, yeah, I don't even know why RCCH exposed Random of all people. But just know it's a bunch of bullshit. You can probably find the docs somewhere floral fed. Discord server. Don't go asking people for it. But like, I'm glad that the majority of the community did not fall for it and like immediately saw, like, after a counter argument, hey, this is all bullshit. Then RCCH like doubles down. It's like, no, I'm not going to apologize. It's like, dude, you tried to just ruin some random person's life in the community. Someone who is a figurehead in this community. You just tried to ruin their life and you're not going to apologize for that? I'm glad I got you. Yeah, I mean, I'm just getting into big talk here now. Yeah, but yeah, that whole section of Danaraid's video was garbage. And I know there's some people here that are probably planning a counter video. I wanted to make my own counter video, honestly, of that whole section. Like, just pointing out why it's bullshit. Have I checked? Oh yeah, I saw it. I'm not gonna pull that up, Crystal. Even then, throwing out section 22, I think there's just some really trashy takes in his video. Like, and with PvZ2, I feel like he very much misrepresents the game in a lot of ways for people who don't see it, who have never played the game. Like, he calls the level design garbage, and then, like, his only explanation is taking the two of the most bastardized levels in Jurassic Marsh, and then pointing that out as like, oh, this is how the levels are. They're just the exact same. It's like, no, they're not. Jurassic Marsh was just garbage. And then, yeah, then he, like, tries to point out that the game is always constantly rushing you, and then he takes that one modern day level with the imps at the start, and then, like, Breakdancer, and tries to paint it like this is how the levels always are. Like, oh, before you know it, you're at the next flag, and it's like, no, that's not every single level in PvZ2. Why are you painting it like that? That's literally, like, a rare case scenario that ever happens in the game. He bootlicked the shit out of the Beaks video for some... how can you even... like the Beaks video. Like, it was clearly the most nothing burger video ever, where the guy played ancient Egypt and turned that into a this is a bad game video. Like, if anyone who's played PvZ2, even up to like maybe a quarter through the game, first 3 worlds, would realize that there's a fucking gnat in my room and I'm trying to kill it. That's why you're hearing claps. Like, anyone who's played, like, even up to the first 3 worlds would realize what Beak is saying is bullshit. He's like, look how bad the music is, and then he just pulls up ancient Egypt music. It's like, what about Jurassic Marsh? What about Modern Day? What about Frostbite Caves? Like, where's those music? Where are those musics? Because those are really fucking good music. Why aren't you showing that off? Why are you just showing off ancient Egypt as your only example of PvZ2's music being worse than 1's? Like, it's very obvious he did not play the game remotely at all. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. The most ironic part about the whole RCH random is that the person who ran him was supposedly Gurm says some really weird and awful okay, yeah. Let's not get into that too much. Was the Beast the guy who compared something Loom Boom to just ancient Egypt? Yes. He compared Loom Boom to ancient Egypt music. Dan Ray created a second PvZ2 affair. There's a lot of unexplained gimmicks that he had no idea about because people just say 4.5.2 is better without elaboration. He criticized people who say leveling bad for no reason. It's very in line with people who say... I mean, like, again, like, to be fair, you genuinely don't need to explain why leveling is bad. Okay, obviously not, but like the nuance about going into it really does not go as far as the game was not designed with it in mind. You are then taking plants. The nuance to explaining why leveling is bad really does not go that far, though. That I don't blame people for not wanting to have to explain it, but at the same time, like, it's as nuanced as the game was not designed with it. Making pea shooter deal more damage breaks pea shooter. It's obvious to us because we know life this franchise. There's a lot of casual who don't even know PvZ2 exists, much less that leveling wasn't always in the game. Yeah, no, that's completely fair, but like, what I'm saying is, for explanation's sake, it does not really need to go as far as that, because like, I think if you explain that to somebody at a surface level, like, they'll catch on very quickly. Okay, yeah, making a plant deal damage it's not supposed to breaks the game. Like, even as something as simple as making a plant deal 5 extra damage a hit, completely changes that plant. Hello? Oh, did I get it? I did not get the gnat. It's fucking... We have so many bug traps here, and they somehow still come into this damn room. It's entirely optional unless you're trying to do anything, but it's not going to affect you in the long term. The problem with leveling, though, is that once you level something, you can't unlevel it. That's the big problem with leveling in both PvZ2 and PvZ2 China. You can't undo your leveling. And that became a big problem for me when I was playing Arena, because it's like, okay, well, I want to replay some adventure levels, but I couldn't replay them because I was just starting to kill everything instantly, and it's like, I can't play this game anymore because I have leveled plants and they destroy everything. I haven't seen the rest of Dan Raid's videos on the other games, but I do think that how he painted PvZ2 was very dishonest in a lot of aspects. Like, he does have legitimate, valid criticism in places, but I think there's just like some major things that he severely misrepresents in a dishonest way. I don't think it was intentionally dishonest, but at the same time, there was the whole community section which was deliberately dishonest. Like, especially his response after when he finally acknowledged the big criticism the community was having at him. He's like, oh no, you guys just misunderstood what I'm saying. And it's like, how do we misunderstand something as blatant as what you said? Like, he was trying to gaslight people. I love it when the cattail projectiles break like that. I used submergement at the worst time possible. I need to rest my voice a bit. How do you feel about the Fazamba scene? That's a shitty timed event. There's nothing more to say about it. It's a really bad timed event. Which honestly, if I could probably just start to jump into an entirely new topic revolving someone talking about the Zombazium in a very dishonest way too, but no, I'll save that for another time, unless you... Ugh. At this point, I'm just criticizing everyone at this point. He really used a lot of peer pressure to make people agree with his points on the community. I don't know exactly what was peer pressuring. I do know there's like at the very end of that video, at that segment, he tried to like heed a warning to the community, and it came off like the most high horse thing ever. Like, and if you don't listen to me, community, and then he like tries to like go on a tirade, like we're the ones in the wrong. But like that entire it just comes off more like, dude, like people in this community are fully aware of the problems with EA and popcap. Like he tried to say that we just believe that EA is completely innocent. No, we don't. No, we don't. What our point is when we do this stuff is to correct people on who they should primarily be blaming for certain aspects. Because people explicitly only blame EA and EA only, and the community's point is, okay, but popcap made these choices without EA's involvement. Because most people's gripes come to the microtransactions in the game being quote-unquote pay to win when it's not. Which, I didn't even get into that section. Yeah, Dan Ray called the game pay to win, and I still very much disagree with that. And again, I do think he represented it in a very dishonest way by painting 2 premium plants that are just straight up better than the other ones. Which I still think is dishonest, because it's like, I guess like from a flat end perspective, okay. Like, because if you don't know the nuance about like the directional shift and what happened with Jurassic Marsh, yeah, it looks like pay to win, but it's like, if those are really the only 2 examples you have of premium plants being better than the main game stuff, that's like a load of shit. There's a lot of, like, because in that same world, you get Primal Potato Mine, which is significantly better than Grape Shot. It's a 50 Sun Cherry Bomb that does 2400 damage. Not even Grape Shot can compete with that. And has a faster recharge time too than Grape Shot. I'm pretty sure. But like, premium plants have always been, were used to be designed to just be optional plants. Like, to me, they're a lot more like DLC than they are like, what would you even call it? I don't even know what you call it, but to me, they come off a lot more like DLC than anything else, because the developers made it very clear to like not design them in mind with anything. And of all the premium plants, there's not a lot that are just directly better than majority plants. Like, you only have Grape Shot and Cold Snap, but then you can argue that there's other plants that can compete with those. I also disagree with PvZ2 being pay-to-win. Premium plants don't give any inherent advantage to the player, and pay-to-win traditionally refers to multiplayer games. Yes, exactly. Even that. Thank you for reminding me of that. Yeah, like, pay-to-win refers to multiplayer games, and even in Danaraid's comparisons, he compared, like, 3 of those 4 mobile games were multiplayer-based. He compared Star Wars Battlefront 2, which long ditched that loot box mechanic. He compared Clash Royale, which multiplayer-based mobile games very much prey on pay-to-win mechanics to get people to pay money to win. And like, the only thing that PvZ2 has multiplayer is Arena, which at that point, then I can agree, yeah, that's probably a bit pay-to-win, but even Danaraid says that you're not playing against real people. So it's like, is it still really pay to win at that point? I need to take a drink. Because at that point, like, the only thing you're competing for is just to get to the top of the scoreboard. I don't know, that's like a different topic entirely. Like, does fighting against a preset score count as pay to win just because then you're doing this to get to the top of a scoreboard? Like, would then buying seed packets and then buying premium plants then be pay to win for that stuff? Because adventure mode, no, I will never say that's pay to win, ever. Arena mode, maybe. But like, it is very loosely multiplayer. I've got a message from my zombies I sent on vacation that you're beating them. Why? They were having a relaxing time until you came on and ruined all the fun. I thought you'd love to have a vacation too. I even made a taco stand for you. Taco stand? Where? Oh, it's there! It could be a trap. Fair. Anyways. If you want to fight so much, then be it. I'll give you the fight you want. I'm sending all my zombies to the battlefield. You'll regret this. As for me, I'm going on a holiday break. Perhaps in a timeline where all holidays merge. Oh, I love you, Poss. That might give me the best relax time. See you all again once I'm fully refreshed. Sincerely, Dr. Edgar Zomboss. Then again, he's fooled us. No matter what the truth is, what is true right now is that the zombies are coming. Our priority right now is to use the tape if I can see that. Oh man. I want to sleep, but I don't want to miss this stream. After this level, I'll probably be done. After this level, I'll probably finish. How long have we been streaming for? 1 hour. This has been like a 3-hour launch session. What do you mean love you, Pause? It means I love him. He's a sweet little Polish boy. The other thing I like saying when arguing that premiums aren't paid when is that they don't give an inherent advantage to the player because they don't teach you how to use the plant. Yeah, I mean, like, you can look at a lot of plants and realize they're not pay to win. Like, I mean, Chomper existed. Like, Chomper was a premium plant. Like, this is not getting you to win at all. Like, you had Dark Age Peanut. That was not getting you to win ever. Like, that's not to say they're bad plants. Like, I quite enjoy Peanut. Okay, Chomper was always a bad plant that modern popcap had to buff it to be worthwhile to use. And then they just turned it into a Cedium, I think. I think they just eventually turned Chomper into a Cedium because no one ever wants to buy it. Goldblum is a different case. Goldblum was an Epic Quest plan, then they turned it into paywall. I mean, that was all modern popcap bullshit. Like, plants at that point start to get a different direction in design, because, I mean, like, arena plants exist, and a lot of those are batshit overpowered. But, I mean, sometimes on rare occasions, they do make a decently balanced plant. Like, Iceweed was actually pretty decently balanced for what it was. And then there's Scaredy Shroom, which is like, okay, that on its own is like not an overpowered arena plant. And then like they actually like do stuff like Nightcap, where they make it a very expensive plant. I mean, Nightcap is fucking overpowered, but modern PvZ2 players in Arena loathe high sun costs. Like, they loathe it to hell and back. Maybe, I think, it's actually, well, decently balanced. Like, I'm not saying these are the best plants ever, but I'm just saying for what they are and what time period they're in, time period as in modern popcap, like, they're fine. But then you have Bamboo Sparring, which deals like 200 damage a fucking hit, and then doubles its damage when its shield is broken, like shit like that. Ugh. But yeah, I mean, calling a single player game pay to win, I feel like is just really fucking stupid. Wait, did you survive that? Wait. Did I get... Wait, does the mint make Tangle Kelp work more than once? Oh, I got the sea spill. I think okay, it does. Okay, that I was not expecting that. That was very nice. What are your thoughts on Ice Shroom? What version of Ice Shroom are we talking about exactly? If we're talking about the version in PvZ2, I think it's stupid. Like, apparently it functions similar to its Garden Warfare counterpart. Like, yeah, I think that version is stupid, but sure, I guess. I guess it's an interesting way to bring back Ice Shroom, since it's a transformative new ability, kind of like Cactus. But like, when the other modern popcap created Ice Bloom, they created it as an homage to Ice Shroom because they didn't want to add an Ice Shroom. I have no problem. by the way, I have no problem with PvZ1 content and PvZ2. I think people that complain about nostalgia bait overreact too much, and it's frankly a very empty criticism that means nothing except, oh, it's from PvZ1, that's bad. It's a very empty statement that people just make for some fucking reason. But definitely in context to like how they're being used in modern PvZ2, it's just all just could be filler content for LTEs and such. It buffs ice points, but it's also melee point, which if you're using it to buff ice points, it's not going to be using its melee attack. Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. Could put it in the back with Wintermelon Snowpea. I think the big problem though is there's just not a lot of ice plants for that function to really shine. You really do not have a lot of snow plants. And snow plants as a whole kind of just already get buffed, are already really strong by the fact that they have the zombie speed. The fight's done. What about my taco penny? I did all the tests I can do, and they all turned negative. So I can have this as you may, user Dave. Yummy. Oh, that was amazing. Nah, one is enough for a lifetime. Huh. Alright, then. Now, I wonder how Zomboss is vacationing. Now, he probably isn't there yet. Things like that take a long time. Plus, he would regret it anyways. Heh, I would know. Oh, so where do we go next? That taco really filled my energy. It's time to go back to the past. To play the shitty games that suck ass. Whoa, did you hear that, neighbor? She's gonna take you back to the past. I love retro games. No, a bit better, further than that. Like when? A time period where humans were not even a distant idea. Dinosaurs? Okay, so that would have hinted at Jurassic Marsh anyways. Pinata. My favorite game mechanic. Yes! 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 Give me more! Give me more seed! Thank you. If you find any bugs, please report them to Pos or Sergio. Aww. Poor Sergio. Feel free to join you can find the link in the settings on the screen. You could also share your opinion and feedback about this mod. But for now, this is it. See you soon. Okay, we're gonna play this. Well, that line is going to be in an out-of-context video. Make sure to go shop for feedback. Yeah, why did Sergio leave the Altverz team again? Wasn't it like something very personal business? Right, that was the reason. It was like very personal business. And he just unfortunately had to... Not unfortunate. I'm muddying up my words. Not it's I don't know even how to say it because I don't know the full situation. Like, I was trying to say, hey, it's unfortunate that this had to happen, but then I was gonna say, well, it's good that he's prioritizing this over, but then it's like, oh, but it's unfortunate it had to happen. My point is, it's unfortunate that he had to leave, and I really hope he's doing good. Okay, yeah, okay, that was it. Sergio had to leave because he couldn't find time to work on the mod. Yeah. Yeah, real life is a bitch. Like, honestly, if I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if Reflourish will ever finish. Because, like, we have... Like, real life is going to be such a bitch for mods. But yeah, that's the end of the stream. There it is. Took them a year to make 16. I was part of that, and there was very good reason for that. Like, art and animation takes a lot of time. How many worlds do you plan to add to Reflourish? I will not say that. Say how much, but I will say that there is absolutely just going to be more worlds. And I hope that certain worlds that we are making will be easier than Steam Age, because Steam Age Part 2 took a lot of fucking time because of how... because of all the new zombies. I mean, like... I mean, from here, it's gonna be hell, man. Like, when we make original worlds, we're gonna have to make, like, completely new map assets and all that. Like, ugh. It's going to be a pain. I assume it took you all, like, months to say Yes, Mechanic took a lot of time. New ideas? No, we're full on new ideas. Like, we have the next worlds planned. It'll just be a matter of when we get to them. Right? Because, like, obviously, going after Steam Age Part 2, we're not just going to immediately jump into the next world, because we have ideas and stuff that we need to make before we get to the next world. Right? Like, we don't want to just immediately jump into world. We want to, like, do other stuff too. So it'll take time. How many months does it take to make a world in PvZ2? Well, I think it... Okay, so unironically, I feel like the time we took... So, how did popcap do it? So, when popcap did their first world, Far Future, it took them 256-ish days. Around that time, I saw that information on the PZ Facts Twitter account that it took like 256 days for Far Future to come out from launch. And that the time it took for Far Future to come out probably completely influenced the way they tackled worlds with having a Part 1, Part 2 structure. And also why Dark Age got such a skeleton crew to develop the world. Yeah, that's a whole team. And that was for one world. And then after that, they started to do Part 1, Part 2 formulas. So then Part 1 would come out, and then the gap for Part 2 would be like 3 to 4 months, I believe. It would take 3 to 4-ish months for Part 2 to come out. But for us, we're not a... We do have a full team, but we don't have the same resources that PopCap does. So for us, it'll take longer, because indie studio or something like that. Because they have like an entire professional crew. Like, we have a lot of people, but it's important to keep in mind, like, half the team, like, a huge chunk of that team is just our level designers and balance designers and artists. But then, like, the people that we really need, like, the animators and coders are a much smaller chunk. So then animation will take longer to be done, and then it'll take longer for that animation and art to be implemented, and then the code really isn't that big of a problem, but it takes a long time because there's a lack of animators and people to implement that stuff in. Have you considered necromancy? I don't know what that means. You mean by that, but yeah, that's where I'm going to end this stream now. Thank you all for tuning in. And I don't know when I'll start to upload videos again. You know, I'm still technically on a hiatus. I just want to stream for fun. You know, hold on. Maybe I can show you guys something. Maybe I can show can show you guys our new dog, because I spoke of it faintly in that one video. I'd love for you to see this new dog we got. Okay. Let me post a picture of Goldie. Here she is. Right, let me pull up this video. Not video, but image. She's a corgi puppy. She's 2 months old. And then, well, I need a new stream image. Where is it? There we go. There she is. There she is. She's so cute. Alright. Alright, I'm going to end the stream now. So I'll see you all next time. Bye bye!